Shalom. First and foremost, let me give our prayers to both Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Akakodash, Kal, Alam, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Akakodash. That's in the ancient Hebrews, in our prayers to Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Yahweh is the correct name for the God of the Bible, of the world, ignorant call, Jehovah, God, or Yahweh. His son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai, for the world, ignorant call, Jesus Christ. The true name for the God of the Bible in the Hebrew is Yahweh. His son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai. I want to give the honors to elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to all the brothers out there pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. To all that believe in this gospel, shalom. Where's that from Camp James, Jamaica? And it's listen. I'm entirely sure. Yeah, I also entitled it Follow the Spirit and Not Standards of Society, or something along that line. As people say, walk in the Spirit, because when we get that precept, because growing in this world, we are molded by our surrounding, by our community, by our environment. So certain habits that we have, certain way of thinking, we're not that special in regards to people, but Christians, we like to talk about free will. None of us, we're molded by the things around us, right? Things that we think is wrong or we think is right. It's based on our society or our experience, But coming to this truth, we're now learning a new way of thinking, right? Which is based off, which is not necessarily a new way. It's being refreshed, right? Because Mr. Besar, though he once knew these things, these are things of our one culture that we fell away from, that we're now coming back to, right? So as I mentioned, the Spirit, walking in the Spirit, first I want to identify, according to the Bible, what the Spirit is. Therefore, I want to read this precept here in John chapter 6, verse 63, and it says, "It is the Spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profited nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit, and they are life." So it's the word that's written in the Bible. That's the Spirit, right, that we're supposed to walk in. And all that is when I go to even the book in Psalms 119 and 9, it says, "Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto, according to thy word." So we'll cleanse the way, we'll find the right path. It's basically by taking heed to the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Whatever they are commanded in the scriptures, that's what we'll follow. For example, just to give some quick examples, in this world, we're told to, for example, you have to look, you have to groom yourself, right? And with that, to them ideology or mindset of grooming, shave your beard, outline, but according to the scripture, scriptures are different, So by taking heed to the words of the Most High, we'll follow what the Bible says. Man, the beard, no outlining, you see me, right? And move on with life. You did say you can eat whatever manner of madness under the sun. We don't do that. Society may celebrate, or practice certain hedonistic customs. For example, we're coming down to one Saturnalia in 2025, years before, we call it what? Christmas. We don't follow that shit. What we look forward for is like Purim, or like the Passover, Hanukkah, Right, so these are customs in the scriptures that we follow. So we read the Bible, we understand, oh, these are our customs. These are our tradition. Okay, let's take this on. I'm an Hebrew Israelite, so therefore we follow these practices. You know, let's get this book of and Shabbat Shalom. Right, today is what allegedly Wednesday evening. And now going to the Sabbath. Sabbath is starting. Society don't really celebrate Sabbath, and if they do, they would say it's Friday Eve to Saturday Eve. But according to the Bible, according to whole custom, we know we go according to the new moon. You see me? Right, and to signify when the Sabbath is coming in. Right, so this current cycle, we have Wednesday Eve to Thursday Eve. Right? And that's when the day starts as well, not no 1 a.m. or 1 minute after 12 midnight or whatever bullshit, you know. We know according to the scriptures the day starts when the sun goes down. So these are customs that we follow, you know, being renewed, right? Oh yeah, I was about to get this. So, no, wrong one may I get. But this is good as well, you know. But it would be Ephesians, Galatians 5, number 15, or more, no, 16. So Galatians 5 verse 16 says, "This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." Right? So when you walk in the Spirit, when you walk in the ways of what the Bible says we're supposed to walk, then when you go to the customs and traditions of men, you know, man say things right, or them say we're supposed to live. No. Or a new life. The scripture speaks about human. Let's get it.
You ever see me arrested? Not at all. Alright. Broke down man. Alright. Alright. Now what catch him up for officer stick?
Let me get. So, okay. I get this one. Alright, so I'm going to start at verse 20. So Ephesians 4. Ephesians 4 verse 20 says, "But ye have not so learned Yahushai," which yeah, what scripture say about Yahushai, the name of Christ, you will know that's just a title, and his true name in Hebrew would be Yahushai. It said, "Behold, I come in the volume of the book. It's written of me." So we learn of Yahushai through reading the scriptures, you know. It says, "If so be that ye have heard him, and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahushai, that he put off concerning the former conversation the old man." So the former conversation, you know, would go back to like the mannerism, the conduct that was previously what we were. You know, maybe during Israel they used to wear a rasta, they were Christian, or maybe Islam, the adulterer, you know. Whatever madness under the sun we used to follow. Coming to this truth, you know, we'll find our ways to walk on to the Bible, right? By now thinking on what the Bible says we're supposed to do, you see me, and following those ways to the best of our ability. Because again, it's to our best of our ability. We're not going to get it perfect, impossible, you know. But serious, a righteous man fall like 7 times and get it back up, meaning that each time I fall, you know, it's written again, a righteous man do it when he slip. How you know you slip? When you wait back to, the standard. You see me? The standard would be the scripture. Alright? I want to make sure it's the standard to our way, our walk, it's alright, shit. Mess up there. The six that. Alright, that is going good. Continue. Alright, that can be improved. Alright? So it says, reading back 22, it says that he put off concerning the former conversation the old man. So that's who we once were, but no more. It says, which is corrupt according to deceitful lust. Right, which is corrupt, yo. Scripture say what? Don't think it. See, we can just get that with this one. Jeremiah 17 and 9. It says, Jeremiah 17 verse 9, it says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Right, so, and where is it? I think it's in James. Let's see. I'm sure. I think it's James. James. Is it 4? Yeah. 4 and 5. Hold on. This is James 4 verse 5. It says, do ye think that the scripture saith in vain, the spirit that dwelleth in us lusteth to envy? Right, so it's like a warning. This flesh go desire evil. We have to cut it off. That's the fight that even Paul spoke of, I think in at 1 Corinthians 7 or 2 Corinthians 7, and continue the battle. We're groomed, because this society is evil. You see me? We're groomed in a wicked society. We promote evil, but coming to Yahweh Shem Yoshai, we are actually trying to come out from among that. And the Scripture even says, he that departed from evil make himself a prey. So now following these scriptures, you're hated, as is written, them who think it's strange that follow after them to the same excess of writing and speaking evil of you. So this even come with the territory. Right, people, your family members, your woman, kids, friends, co-worker, talk shit. I don't really understand at the end of the day, but we do understand. We know, so we follow the scriptures, but them still are part of the deception. But to them we're like a barbarian. For example, you have the allegory of the cave. Like some 3 people stuck in one cave, and all they could see is shadows from a reflection, of course, in the mirror eyes, and all of them life, them could only, imagine what things are. And one actually was released from that cave, and him go out and him experience society, and him go back and try describe society or what he witnessed to the other one stuck in the cave. And look on him like he mad. And him could have never understand, because if your mind is hooked up, then how could you understand something that you have nothing to compare with? And that's just what say that he must have blind their mind. Alright? So yeah, I did divert here, but that's a part of the hell that will go through, living amongst the dead. Right? Basically the unwise, the wicked. That's a part of the struggle. So when I get corrupt with them, or follow after them. So let's go back to Ephesians chapter 4 once more. And alright, 23 now. It says, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. You have to be renewed, you have to be refreshed, you have to become a whole, completely different person. Right? Your thoughts, your actions, your manner of life, change. People that knew you once more say, yo, who that man him change? He's not the same person. Right? Because now you're now following after Yahushua. He's the the guy the forerunner. And we are all trying to be like him. Right? Or the role model, so to speak, not like people want to be like Chris Brown, be like Cartel, be like Bill Gates. I know them people don't know nobody to be. Them are people not to be like. Are waking up to this truth. Now, we have new role models. Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? The apostles, we have elders, we have big brothers in the state, them are who, we look up to. Right? We fashion them we as Paul say, be followers of me as I am follower of Yahushai. Coming to this truth, that's a part of changing. You're changing your role models. People you look up to, people you respect. For example, growing up in this world, I once want Rastas. Is think them you cool and all about culture, until find out say no sir. Them people are mad people, they're not alone in dog and fufu. Right? Because you change, you learn. You apply it in your daily life, have conversations, debate, or try for reason, and you find out say, it's not going away out. To the point when even coming to the street once upon a time, you're fiery. But now we are more composed. Right? Is you a pastor say you call police. I convoke you by I'm Christian. You ain't debate with nobody. Right? That's being a new man. We not done for proof. And that's even cutting down on pride. Right? We have this truth to teach, that's it. If you can get it, then good. If you can't get it, then it's not for you. Moving on. So this is not even how I do it. Alright? It says, and that he put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness. Right? So now the new man, right, is fashioned after the ways of the Bible. And that's being away from society. Though we are physically here, mentally, we don't fall after them. Let's get this. Camera put it. I think it's second. Yeah. 2 Corinthians 7. Hmm? 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 14, it says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship had righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion had light with darkness? So, we all friendly, as written, he that is friend of this world is an enemy of the Most High. Why? Because in order to be in one with this wicked ass place, you basically have to be wicked. Scripture says, can two walk together lest they be agreed. So if you're not meddling in some wickedness, then of course, then the world wouldn't like you. That's why Scripture tell even the apostles, which trickle down to even us, following after apostles as well, in doctrine, that the world not hate them. It is Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, it hated, because he speak of their word. And I really bound them, and change. Because when we were in the world, we're of the world, everybody good. But now, we are changing. People don't like you. Why? Because the Yahushua don't like. So we follow Yahushua, you don't follow Yahushua. You see me? So it says, For be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship had righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion had light with darkness? And I'm not saying being you can't even remember them or completely separate themselves from society. That would be profitable. Scripture says all things are lawful, but not expedient. So yeah, we Scripture say be users of this world as an abusers. So we in this world, we operate like people with sense. So we have jobs, right? Yeah, we have jobs, like boom. We have jobs for the most part. Brothers have business, right? And we operate. We pay our bills. We need internet. We need phone service or whatever, right? And continue until you try, get a stale out a year. About Shemosha, get a stale out a year. That's what you're part of the elect. So that's a little quick disclaimer, right? So yeah, we even we talk to co-worker, then we talk to family then. But again, it's all about the mindset, right? While we have these conversations or we have these so-called relationships, we know we're not invested that much here, looking forward to leave any moment soon, right? It says, on what concord had Yahushua with Belial, or what part had he that believed with an infidel? On what agreement are the temple of Yahweh with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God. As Yahweh had said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, say the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. So when I say come from among them, it refers to from a mental standpoint, as well as physically very soon, but mentally we start to separate yourself from the world. The ways of the world, the customs of the world. I said them all celebrate Christmas very soon. So I did that shit. Decorations of Christmas. Cider worship. I don't do that shit. So hope this is different to look out there. Something on my mind. Share with the like we grew in this world, right? So the thoughts and mindset we have, like for example, even reasoning with people, you can see the type of home they were brought up in, cause them adapt. Your first role model will be like your mother and your father. So you adapt customs. You see me adapt traits, character traits you were deeply rooted into you, and certain things we just know say, this stuff will get that way. Might take a minute, but that's us, searching ourselves. As Scripture say, examine thyself. If you do that, if you say, wait, this thought that I have, or this custom, this way of doing this, where am I getting this from? Is this in line with the Scriptures? If not, then you have to work on that shit. But, if it's okay, then alright, it's working, moving on with life. Alright, so Kalalaya about Shem Shai about Shem Kakadash, the abundance to elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the full Shalom.